I remembered to unmute myself this time. Alright. So, if you were present for the beginning of the stream, you know that today we're going to be doing I think it's called Shadow over Petrichor, is the name of the world quest we'll be doing. While I was grinding Arlecchino off screen, I hit a roadblock, which was the world boss you need to fight to grind out her ascension materials is not accessible until you do the Shadow over Petrichor world quest. So, I know nothing about this world quest, other than the boss that's in it, which was shown in the trailer, as well as the traveler's log on the spin wheel. But beyond that, that's all we have to do. And how long this takes, I have no clue. But it was because of this that I decided to schedule in an extra stream this week to cover the material. If you want to know when I'm going to be doing extra material like this, the best way to stay informed is to be part of the Discord. I ping everyone in the Discord who is present when I'm going live in there for these bonus streams, because that's the only way to know I'm going live. Otherwise, you're just going to have to stumble across and see that I'm streaming. And I'm not the biggest Genshin streamer out there, so you probably don't know who I am if you are just scrolling through. Or you're someone that's trying to sell me something, because we get a lot of those still. A lot of people trying to sell me art for the stream or whatnot. Anywho, working on leveling up Arlecchino's friendship as well, because that's something that I've been working on. Because once we get to friendship level 4, we'll be able to react to her voice lines about the other Harbingers. I want to see what that's all about. That's actually where you unlock not just all the Harbingers, but all of her other people. Alright, so let's get to this. And I'll probably be sticking around after stream just to do more grinding, because I'm trying to work on the battle pass. Anywho, let's begin. No more intro. It's not on here. I mean, we'll grab a key real quick. But I think it's on the world map. Where is it? No, that's not it. Ah, here it is. This random island. Right here. By the way, I'm pretty sure this is Snezhnaya right up here. Or up here. Who knows? But yeah, this tiny little island over here, Petrichor. There's probably going to be a massive undersea or domain that we're going to end up exploring, because I believe from the trailer for 4.6 we saw that this is going to have something to do with Remuria. And we are going to be getting a new character icon that's a cat. So the cat event supposedly might be foreshadowing this. This is going to be another cat stream, isn't it? Oh, there's a bunch of people over there. What are they doing? Let's go check it out. Oh boy. I'm glad I didn't accidentally walk into this. Hey you, yes you blithering idiot. What are you doing dragging your feet for? Wait for us to get all old? Why in the blazes aren't all these boxes already on the ship? The dude they call idiot. No boss, it's just the boxes are way too heavy. If we lug them all up, I think the ship might... Might what? This is treasure here. Treasure. You're gonna just leave profit on the ground like that? But if we load everything on board plus ourselves, I don't think the boat can hold all that weight. That's an easy one. We leave a couple of you here on this island and bring all the treasure back. Now can't we? Ooh, cunning plan, boss. Wait. I'm one of the ones you're taking with you, right? I don't want to get captured by those golems. You see what happens to anybody they catch. Then stop yapping and start moving. If the Dark Lord's lackeys catch up, we're all done for. Dark Lord's lackeys? Are they putting on some kind of show? Wait, boss, there's people over there. Why don't we go ask them? They look like Adventurers Guild people, or treasure hoarders disguised as Adventurers Guild people. Oi, you! The big one and the tiny thing. What are you skulking over there for? Can't leave any witnesses. Huh? What are you saying? Anyway, we should go talk to them first. Oh, look, a cat. This is a cat stream. From the look of you, you must be foreigners. And here I thought you were minions of the Dark Lord Remus. This is Dan, the Traveler, and Paimon's Paimon. And you're right, we're travelers. Oh, but who's this Dark Lord Remus you mentioned? Has he finished playing his part already? Ha ha, you don't even know who the Dark Lord is. Alright, I get it. I suppose it's up to me to educate you, oh ignorant outlanders. As you know, this was once a peaceful town. In those days, it was not yet named Petrichor. We Fontanians lived here in peace and safety until the golem armies of Dark Lord Remus came. He was an awful tyrant, one who claimed to be the ruler of all waters. His forces had already obliterated countless towns and cities before arriving at ours. He took our lands, polluted the sources of pure water, and even tried to use music to tempt us. They raised high bell towers and fortresses. The Dark Lord's fell melody enslaved our kin, but we Fontanians free rejected his rule. Thus did I and the warriors under my command march to war across all the land. Ooh, nice world building, very detailed. And then, what happened next? How did you defeat the Dark Lord? Dark Lord's golems are each mighty beyond measure. How would we be their match? Still, we had the aid of Esta the Quick-Witted. This time. With his aid, we infiltrated the Dark Lord's Fell Keep and reclaimed the treasures that he and his minions plundered from the Fontanians. Like Boss said, what is it we're doing again? Oh yeah, disrupting the special military maneuvers being conducted by the Dark Lord's legions. Totally brilliant plan. You're the protagonists of your play, yet aren't you on the up and up? So when does the Dark Lord take the stage? Ha, did you think we'd just be lugging treasure if he showed up? Like as not, we'd all have been turned into golems already. Just like Esta probably was. Esta the Pitiful, more like. Whoa, he totally helped you and you guys left him behind and ran away? Are you sure you guys aren't the baddies? Baddies don't get to be the protagonists. What do you mean protagonists? Take the stage. Oi. From where I'm standing, looking like you really are his minions just dressed up as foreigners. I can tell from your blabbering on about performances and plays. You mean you guys aren't putting on a performance? So you won't fess up unless we char you first, eh? Let's get 'em, boys. They're treasure hoarders. I called it. Oh no, they're just adventurers. Okay. I'm gonna get you first. Ow. That was easy. The thieves beaten so badly they couldn't even spare a thought for the treasures and fled to their boat. There they go. Guess they weren't acting after all. What was this treasure they were talking about? Dark Lord this, Dark Lord's keep that. No way any of that's real. Why don't we have a look at the treasure? But we don't know where the stuff came from. Paimon expressing disinterest in treasure? Say it isn't so! Paimon's just worried that what if this is a case of some kind of evil Dark Lordy trap in it? I guess there's no dissuading you. Please be careful. The cat's still sitting on the rock behind us. As it so happens, there were no traps in the container. Of the evil Dark Lordy variety or otherwise. But there was no treasure within either. Within was naught but heavy shards of shattered stone. Huh, Paimon knew they were just a bunch of frauds. There's no treasure at all. Or is this shabby excuse for a statue some kind of priceless artifact? I'm gonna lean on that. Let's go to Petrichor and ask around. Maybe some kind of landmark or lucky mascot or something. As for these treasures, Hey, Dan, you. Whose voice was that? Did that say Paimon's voice? How unforgettable the Hortus Gradus overflowing the fruit of flower. How grand and glorious Cicerum. How marvelous the melodies drifting through the Collegium Fontaine. Oh, what happened? Imperator. A dream? You're finally awake. You got caught trying to cross the border into Fontaine. This is the day of one great import, the day when we shall sound the great symphony Phobos. There is yet time before the ritual, Imperator, but we should set out. I seem to have had a dream. A dream, Imperator? I did not know the gods could dream. In that case, what did you dream of? The great plains beyond the north wind? The silver tree beneath the frozen soil? Or did you see that golden future that you once showed me? I saw the sea swallowing the earth. The children of white stone and brass sinking. The collapse of all that was once radiant. That prophecy, then, Imperator, it is precisely to prevent it from happening, to fight against the inevitable fate, that we are here today. Just as you said, we have paid much for it, but once we are free of fate's shackles, Fortuna, those sacrifices shall not have been in vain. In this I have faith ever since I accepted this body and became a Remurian. They're statue people? Apologies, Imperator. Forgive my lack of manners. In any case, please come with me. Giant golden city. Is that a massive pipe organ over there? I'm not moving. This is doing it on its own. Though you bestowed undying bodies upon the people, allowing humanity to fear the tides and deeps nevermore, our souls are still bound by the shackles of Fortuna. The burden of fate is not something immortal souls can bear, but Phobos shall weave the path of fate on our behalf, leading us forward to the paths of justice. The melody of the symphony will flow through the waterways of the high seas, and soon Remuria, no, all of humanity, will be freed from the unconscionable tyranny of fate, and welcome eternal utopian future. So they turned everyone into statues so they wouldn't drown. And then one day the people will no longer need the guidance of Phobos, and we will all be able to play their own symphony. Interesting. There's a golden harp down there. Remus. Are we in the primordial sea right now? Or under it? Remus, you once said that you would create a future free from the shackles of divine destiny. Yet your realm now lies violently shattered, and the chasm you tried to bridge has grown deeper still. The immortal race you created and the peoples of the waters are slaughtering one another. And now this so-called eternal city, too, faces imminent collapse. You cannot control your own creation. The symphony has brought neither justice nor happiness, but instead has become the source of all sin. Through their flesh and blood have been sundered from water and soil, the lost souls guide them upon the path of inevitable death nonetheless. The curse of Fortuna is upon your people and upon you. Do you still remember our promise? That is our last resort. As long as the symphony is played. It is the only way you usurper lords of humanity know to atone after bringing things to ruination. Still your resolve, at least it does not shame your kingly crown. And as a promise was made, indeed, therefore allow me to bear witness to your end. O king, cursed by fate, drown thyself in song, wine, and feast, for the day of judgment has not yet come. Interesting. So the storytelling in this world quest is already very different from how some of the others have been done. What's with the guy with the glowing red head there? And look, there's that cat still in the background. Dan, please wake up. I just now... Wow, you scared me to death. You Suddenly just completely stopped moving and started staring at the statue, like you were a statue yourself. Paimon thought you had been turned to stone by Dark Lord's evil curse. Petrichor does sound like petrify. Think I had a strange daydream. There isn't really a curse, is there? Are you okay? I'm fine. Sorry for making you worry. As long as you're not hurt, yeah, we should definitely go to Petrichor first. Canticles, Harmony, Prelude, Petrichor, Dream. Shadow of Petrichor. Okay. So it's just the one quest. So we finish this one and it'll unlock the world boss. Lore Dan. It's like Dan, but with more lore. Oh there, citizen. If you require shelter, simply head to the bell tower in the city center. Savages have been getting all bold and uppity lately, so be on your guard. Okay. That's not ominous at all. I think he's under the curse of some sort of melody. They all are. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Oh, this guy doesn't have the red thingy around his head. Welcome, travelers, O traversers of the dreamscapes. I didn't know we were playing Honkai Star Rail. I am the bell ringer at the intersection clock tower, the guide that welcomes travelers to the Eternal City. Oh joy, more world building, eh? Ugh, Aether. So, valiant guardian, shall we find the Eternal City to our left or to our right? Wait, you're in character already? You sure you're okay? Leaving that aside for now, all the townspeople we ran to on the way were acting really weird. Do you know what that's about? Why, everyone has gone to Makimos already, but I imagine that they now dwell under the protection of Sebastos. Wow, in addition to the Dark Lord Remus, now we got Sebastos? This is getting more complicated by the minute. Dark Lord Remus, it would appear that in your journey you've crossed paths with those uncouth barbarians. That is indeed a blasphemous title with which they besmirch Sebastos Remus, our mighty Imperator. Oh, so they're both the same Remus. So they're But it is of no consequence. The Sebastos may not be defined by the narrow notions of the tribal mob. Those despicable insects may speak and slander they wish. But the wise, inspired by his noblest ideals, will yet come forth in their droves. When the bell of eternity tolls, all that has ever come to pass shall be erased, and will be reborn, regardless of who they were, or who they are, or where they're from. Be grateful and rejoice. Praise be. What do we do, Dan? This person sure seems lucid, but that stuff he's spouting all kinds of whack. You think I got a sleepwalker here? Maybe he's daydreaming. Do you name me a dreamer? The symptoms do match. Who knows, we could be the ones dreaming. No way, that's impossible. At least, we probably aren't. Dreaming. Aye, certainly. Oh, now he's got the red thing. And now he's unconscious. Hey, you, oh, he's out cold. Travelers from outside, halt. Okay, this guy doesn't have the red thing around his head. Excellent. You two look completely mentally sound. Finally, a normal person. Seriously, what's going on in this town? Before that, let's get this gentleman somewhere safe. Can't be leaving him lying here. He'll catch a cold. Though the risk of catching cold may not be the most important thing right now, you still work together with the normal person to move the incoherently rambling bell ringer to a nearby bench. There's that cat again. Anyway, allow me to reintroduce myself. Call me Este. I'm a member of the town's Daydream Club. Oh, this is the one that the bandits were talking about. The only member present right now, though. Paimon's Paimon. He's Dan. We're tourists visiting Petrichor, passing adventurers. We're members of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. No, we're not. That's Chevreuse. Passing adventurers. Adventurers, you say. You're not here to look for the castle or whatever, are you? Wait, you introduced yourself as Esta. We've heard that name before. It was you who brought the bandits into the Dark Lord's castle, was it not? Huh? What? You've also? No, we were wide awake, trust us. We just don't get why everyone's saying all sorts of crazy things. Tell Este about how you met and drove the bandits who saw the shattered stones as treasures outside of the town. Oh, it's them. Where to begin? The legend of the fated castle has never been a secret. Adventurers just like them come by looking for it all once in a while. Oh, they were adventurers, and they're just cursed, I guess. Whether it's because the impression of the name Golden Troop conjures up is nothing more than a poetic imagery, or because the castle was built millennia ago. It's more likely than not that nothing of value remains there now. But would they ever listen? Of course not. No sooner had I brought them over to ruins in the mountains than they began destroying statues and stuffing them into boxes like possessed people. I could not stop them alone, so I went back to town to get help. I never imagined I'd find nothing but dazed stares and mad ramblings all around. It was like everyone had fallen under some hypnotic spell. A song, perhaps? The Daydream Club has researched hypnosis before, but something like this is far, far beyond our capabilities. My hypothesis is that something abnormal has occurred within the ruins. According to the records... Actually, why are we the only ones not affected? Interesting. Most interesting. Perhaps we can find a solution in the ruins? Why don't you wait here, Esta? Leave the adventuring to us. If you come too, you might get turned into a golem. Oh, by the way, is that your cat? It's so cute. No. Though the fellow who studied hypnotism would say that they are creatures with a keen sense. How odd. Collar? Pendant? I would swear I've seen that accessory before. It ran off. Anyway, ignoring the cat question for now, we should still go to the ruins first and have a look. Say, Esta, how can we get there? The ruins, the mountain behind the town. Just so happens to be the exact direction that the cat ran off in. Kitty cat. Well, it's time we set off. Things are pretty murky right now. Take extra care. You too, alright. We'll be back, and don't you worry. This is really ominous. I'm counting on you. Sigh, how could something like this happen? I can't just leave everyone else in town to fend for themselves. Or I'd be a gander back to the ruins to investigate. Still, it's a good thing I ran into you. Please be extra careful. That definitely looks like ruins. I think we're going down. Defeat the revived statue. Oh, it's water. Okay. Alright, Noelle. This one's up to you.
Leave it all to me. Nowhere to
This
hide.
should kill it. Not bad, not bad. Your valor would know not shame. Even if it should stand in the company of the Marchese hunters of old. Oh, the cat's got heterochromia. Whoa, it's a rare shiny cat. We've seen a whole lot of really strange things on our journey. Even so, a glowing talking cat, Paimon supposed it still makes the rare list. The glowing cat is now called Glowing Cat. One such I shall not dwell on being called a strange thing. O chosen champions, Dan and Paimon, the time has come for true heroes such as ye to step forth. Come with me into the ancient kingdom of the deep seas. We must still the chaotic symphony if we are to save the lost souls. Alright, I'm the hero. Let the journey begin. Seriously, Dan, how can you fall for this stuff so easily? Very well now, then, O chosen hero. For the sake of Paimon's tummy-tum, stand tall and move with haste to buy her some Fanta. Speaking of, just who are you? Oh, that is a name. Must I start from the beginning? Very well. I am Oronandes of the Oranopolis. My name is a spirit keeper of the ancient realm. Ora what nitties? Of the where now? Ugh, what a tongue twister. Paimon's just gonna call you Aussie for short. That's close enough, right? What do you think? Meow meow? Aussie. Meow meow. It appears that I cannot command this body as I wish, to the extent that the bestial behaviors may overbear me from time to time. If from the beginning, if only I could have. Ahem. As the two of you can see, the boundaries between past and present have begun to blur thanks to the influence of the chaotic symphony. It is for this reason that I too have awoken. For now, the affected area is yet small. The inhabitants of Petrichor have had their souls taken away. They exist in that maddened, dreamlike state because the Symphony has temporarily granted them the identities and memories to fill the void left behind. It is as if the vessel filled with pure water has had its contents replaced with wondrous wine. An apt description, considering that those memories of the ancient history gifted by the Symphony. Let Paimon think. So what you're saying is the townspeople of Petrichor have had their souls stolen and their bodies have been possessed. Oh, that sounds super scary. You said the effective area isn't very large yet. That is correct. Of course, eventually, even the court of Fontaine will be consumed if the chosen hero cannot restore harmony to the chaotic melody. Nothing else for it. I am the hero after all. Yeah, alright, I'll say lead the way. Thank you so much. The road to the ancient realm lies beneath the spring you see before you. I have caused the seal on the hidden path to manifest. Next, I shall activate the device that maintains the seal. Nice. There we go. Now then, help me retrieve the harp's strings, and I shall be able to break the seal and open the way. That looks like a spring, all right. Now then, let us go unto the fated Capitolium of Gold. The fated Golden Castle, eh? They mentioned something about the legend of the fated castle, too. Aren't we talking about these ruins? Nay, these are but scraps on the surface. The true castle lies deeper underwater. You sure you know more about cats? You sure know more than the cats in town. You compare me to the cats in town? Such humph. Follow closely. Try not to get lost, then. Oh, he just jumped down. Can cats swim? Ancient score. We have unlocked Fontanian swimming. I was not able to Fontanian swim on this island previously. I would like to point that out to people. Paimon feels like these statues are staring at us. They won't suddenly attack us, will they? Difficult to say. Perhaps the golem you defeated earlier climbed up from here. That's just terrifying. Is it too late to swim back now? Gotta make sure that I hit all of these teleport waypoints so that we can come back here. Paimon didn't think that there'd be such a huge space down below. Guess you do know your stuff, Aussie. This is but the tip of the iceberg. Once an entire nation in a land upon which it was built sank beneath the waves, and my mission is to prevent that which has sunk from resurfacing. Or so I believe. Poof, just like that, you suddenly seem a lot less reliable. Well, what am I? Well, what am I but a cat that knows an inkling more than those in town, Anyway, we are the sole arbiters of whether the souls of the townsfolk can safely return to their bodies or not. So, eyes up now. The fated castle is just through that great gate. Let us continue onward. Shining talking cat. Follow Asa and explore the ancient realm that lies beneath the deep waters. While adventuring with Asa, you can talk to him at any time for additional information. Don't forget to pet him from time to time, alright? Why? Why is that important? Pet the cat. Wow, how are you so fast, Aussie? I'm a cat after all, so appearing and disappearing with the utmost alacrity is to be expected. It is you, Paimon, who must fly faster. Do not let those trifling things outside the window interfere with our relentless march forward. We have work to do. Okay, whatever you say, Aussie. Oh, those are flying books. I picked up a book from the air. I can't climb on the walls in here.
Speed of light.
I'm being distracted by knowledge. More books. Lost Grimoire to activate mysterious bookshelf. Interesting. So we gotta look for books. And here goes the cat. Oh, Paimon bets lots of people can live in a huge castle like this. But of course, and not just people either. Hey, there you go again, saying creepy stuff with a straight face. They're a cat, Paimon. Oh, fret not. Surely heroes such as yourselves would dispatch any hidden ghosts or phantoms without breaking a sweat. And what is this? What an exquisite box. It seems like a music box of some kind. Still, it doesn't seem to fit too well in with the surroundings. Oh, that's the music box that was in the trailer. Or not the trailer, but the live stream. Good eye. That is indeed a music box. But it is, just as I have knowledge beyond ordinary cats, this music box functions beyond most others. Can it speak too? That did not cross my mind. Regrettably, it does not have such a function for now, at least. Anyway, even those who lack any musical knowledge can freely operate the power of Symphony using this box. We will have to use it later, I am sure. But isn't that because this Symphony has gone all wacky? That all the townsfolk have been turned into whatever they are now? So what if Dan presses the wrong button or something? The Symphony here may also become chaotic. What sort of clumsy clod do you take me for, Paimon? Huh, but isn't it because this Symphony has gone all wacky and become the source of all sins? Wait, what? What sins? You okay over there? Peace now, you need not be so fretful. The Symphony was mighty, beautiful, and glorious once. An existence that shouldered golden ideals. Oh god, this is another Golden Sands questline. Are we getting into the Golden Slumber? That it sows chaos upon the surface is a mere mishap of misalignment, the results of evildoers misusing great glorious power. But were it Dan, surely he would wield the power correctly. That's quite a lot of trust you're putting in us. It might be more accurate to say that I have no other option. I am a mere cat at present, after all. Should I wish to make use of the music box myself, it might prove somewhat difficult. Yeah, I have fingers. We have spoken this much. Now we must put things to the test. Remember, the strings that we got from the harp in the ruins, those were in truth the scores from which the symphony was recorded. As long as you place the score into the music box, the box shall play its tune on its own. Makes sense? Put the disc in the CD player. Interesting. Symphony's Bounty. Cool. It's like an event. We get primos for this? Check. Locus and Ammonius. It is said that the first terrestrial creatures emerged from the warm oceans. The lands were fertile, producing in abundance. The gifts bestowed by fate were ample that it seemed as if the land itself had been... Oh no. A moving melody accompanies the swift ship and cuts through the azure sky. The outlander gently plucks at the harp strings, telling his companion, from where the ends of the sea, till that day comes. Let's just go back there. Oh, that's a pretty happy tune. Paimon's feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. Seems the box still functions. Well now. Are we not safe? Wait, so you weren't even sure if it would work or not? Not completely. One cannot judge a box by its cover. Do you not concur? Paimon gets the feeling that you're not talking about the box at all, but never mind that. What should we do now? The chaotic symphony must be here. If we can locate it, we can retrieve the souls that have been taken from the townsfolk. Let's have a look around for starters. A reasonable judgment. If memory serves, our castle is a great many strange rooms. Perhaps they are worth investigating first. Also, the castle's central hall plays host to a mysterious stage, though no more plays shall ever be performed there. It was once an entrance to a place deeper underwater still, where the power of Symphony yet lingers. We must go and check any further anomalies there. Deeper still. Indeed, I wonder what awaits us there. Hey now, that's not the time to leave us hanging, Aussie. You're surprisingly a petty one, huh? Still, before the riddle may be solved, we must first find the clues and wait in the castle. Come, let us away. If I had a nickel for every talking cat we ran into. I'd have 2 nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice. The enigmatic symphony seems to be now destroyed civilization. You can use its power to unleash 2 types of sound waves. What? Use the power of symphony to resonate with entities that react to the power of music. Press to activate pause sound wave and cause specific objects in the area to stop moving. Continuously hold to activate play sound wave, which will cause specific objects in the area to start moving. Reactivate entities activated by pause sound wave. Special musical notes float above objects that can be influenced by the power of symphony. When they resonate with specific sound waves, the notes above them will change. Not all objects that can be influenced by music resonate with different sound waves. Most of them can only interact with specific sound wave. In the Hall of the Sea King. Well, we finished the quest line in the Shadow of Petrichor, which means we should have access to that boss arena now. Statue of marble and brass. That's neat. Oh, it's just down this side path. Strange fish. Meow meow. Pet him. Pet the cat. Hey now, don't take me for an ordinary cat. I don't mind being touched, but cats have their own boundaries. This is weird. Could you touch the tail? Hey, you're petting me way too much. I don't know why they put this in the game. About these books. Fascinating note, these books have all been infused with the mysterious power of symphony. They can be activated using melodies, such as the music box. But we can't do that right now. There's a book missing here. Let's go look for it in the area. Worry not, these books aren't dangerous in themselves, but perhaps there's something unexpected hidden behind them. What could it be? I couldn't say for sure. You should go find out for yourself. There are many secrets in this castle that even I have not discovered yet. Okay. Rigurio's Notes 3. I already completely understand everything. Humanity has no need to, nor should they, control any knowledge beyond their abilities. In a way, it is not the people who pursue knowledge, but knowledge that pursues people. I have an idea. It's one I never mentioned to the Golden Hunter before he left. Why not rebuild the long-abandoned town of Petrichor? We can attract refugees to live here, and spread other versions of the legend. This way, I will actively protect the rebuilt seals, and the secrets of this place will be forever. Interesting. Weird that that doesn't go in my notebook. That's not ominous at all. It's a strange shiny fish again. Feels like it's been following us from outside all this time. It looks like the narwhal. Paimon, have you witnessed so little of the world that you find such things strange? Are we not underwater? Is it not ordinary to see that manner of fish about? But this big guy looks like anything but ordinary. Its voice, I've heard it before. Seriously, you mean from the dream you had before? This is part of the sea outside. This part of the sea outside is like the castle. It belongs to the past. It is something that should have been forgotten. If one ceaselessly calls out to the monster that has been blotted from memory, they might yet jump out and cause trouble. It is wise to be cautious, for it is best if we simply treat it as an ordinary fish. You make everything sound so scary, Aussie. Are you just trying to creep us out or something? I simply mean to avoid unnecessary complications. After all, our top priority is to retrieve the surface dwellers' souls, no? It just so happens that there is a blank score before us. We simply need to use the music box to tune the autoharmonic reed pipes on either side, and we can obtain it. Give it a go. Okay, hold and release sound waves. Got it. Still think it's weird that looking at these always gives you a few primos. Secret locale. Oh, that's how that works.
Don't blink.
Ah, I figured it out. Okay. Alright, the symbols on the wall match. Blank score obtained.
Not bad, as far as treasure is concerned.
Continue exploring the fated castle. Meow meow, I was right to trust you. Tell us about your relationship with the castle. You guessed it already. I reckon in the past, when I could still change my form freely, ye and I and many of our companions dwelled here. I believe Aussie was the statue man we talked to in that first dream. In those days, a new nation had just been born, and as far as we are concerned, the possibilities were yet endless. Here we organized the classics, researching music theory and magic, in hopes that we might tame this perilous power and use it to open up a brighter age. But these possibilities would quickly become lost to us, and I alone remained. Aussie. It's fine. These things happened a long time ago. Oh. I figured out the path down here. Okay. Well, now that we've found this area, my objective for today's stream is complete. Now we're just gonna do as much as we can in the next couple hours. Is this the stage you spoke of earlier, Aussie? And are Paimon's eyes deceiving her? Or is the mural on top still moving? It's kind of spooky. That terrifying power couldn't be escaping from here, could it? Hey, Aussie. Aussie, you spacing out? Meow? Ahem, my apologies. I was distracted for a moment. Did you once perform on this stage? Is that why you're feeling nostalgic or something like that? Did you play a cat? That seems unlikely. I might have, or I might not. It was all in the past either way, utterly irrelevant. What matters now is the scent of discord I smell in the air, as though some presence, one that makes me uneasy, once visited this place. I fear that the specifics may only be ascertained once I have performed the score here. There's one here too. Paimon didn't notice. You may have seen the scores shaped like strings, but you have not seen those shaped like murals. One such is before you. So the pictures are moving because it's actually a score? Yes, did we not find a blank score before you? It is now time to perform it. Please do the honors. Alright. Now that we've obtained all the blank score, let's try inserting it into this device and begin playing. Just every opportunity it lets us pet him. Not only do we have the same hardy skin, but in our veins flows the same divine essence. We share the same wisdom and melody, the same will. Whoa, someone's coming out of the mural. It has been too long, dear friend. How many years since that day? 500? Thousands? Still, time matters not to us at all. You may be in this small body now, but I recognized you in an instant. Have you tired of battle and decided to take up a rat catching in this as a new hobby? It's you. And what is he exactly? A monster? A ghost? Or could he be the real Dark Lord? Dark Lord, pah! Barbarians remain barbarians, I see, ignorant of even their own ignorance. Botheus of Remuria I am, foremost, harmost of Phobos. You need not introduce yourselves. I have no interest in the titles peddled by primitives. You know this rude fella, Aussie? I do not deny it, but... Need you be so formal, Cassiodor? Do your years of service under Sebastos, our God King, matter so little to you? The past is the past. I do not know how you, whose soul has long been shattered, have manifested, but it seems that the chaotic symphony is your doing and none other. Cease, return the souls to those who live in the present, and go back to the shadow beneath the deep waters, to where you belong. This is my final warning to you. Oh, and what then? Will you continue wearing your mask of hypocrisy, traitor? Will you shut your eyes and ears for another millennium? But you have noticed, haven't you, why my melody would break its bonds at this time and affect the present? Why my strength has given me the might to open the gate to the deep waters, allowing me to manifest. The power of the sea surges, Cassiodor. The return of Phobos is imminent. Phobos. Yes, indeed, over these thousands of years, I have already bound my soul to the shattered Phobos. The omniscient enigma, the great power, is about to finally descend once again, and this is not the wish that we once failed to accomplish. I would like to point out that Phobos is one of the moons of Mars. There's a lot of moon talk in Genshin, as of lately, because of the baleful moon Arlecchino. The omniscient enigma, the great power, is about to finally descend again, and this is not the wish that we once failed to accomplish. To repeat the past is to give ancient tragedy an encore, nor have I ever wanted to sacrifice innocent lives. Is that so? Well, not that it matters, Cassiodor. The world you have defended is coming apart at the seams. The people of bygone times you see before you shall return to their rightful places. Fontaine's existence is a mistake, one we shall correct. When the oceans swallow it, Remuria shall rise above the sea once again, and its light shall shine over the land. Is this because of the primordial sea? Do even barbarians know of its existence nowadays? You are the mistaken one. We should have assimilated into this new nation thousands of years ago. But it was you who warped them into puppets of ancient hate. Whether that Phobos matter is true or false, as long as my will has not dissipated, your scheme will not succeed. Do you mean to say, then, that we should abandon our honor as Remurians and degenerate into base insects? How could I ever allow my kin to return to those bags of decaying flesh and become slaves of fate once more? It seems that millennia have not led you to accept Remuria's downfall. If anything, you have grown more obstinate still. Perhaps it is in our stubbornness alone that we are quite similar. I thought that long years would have rendered you willing to once more stand by our side. You betrayed the tribe that birthed you, and betrayed Remuria. You may have become the Golden Hunter, but you cannot remove the brand of Sebastos that marks you still. You will always be a Remurian. Remurians have long ceased to exist. Save in your delusions, the world of old has passed away. Of course, or so it was meant to be. But now the border between past and present has faded. If you insist on becoming the enemy of our ancient realm and sealing me once more into a cage buried beneath the waves, then those Fontanians you wish to protect, yes, all of Petrichor shall be buried as one. Huh? No way, we won't let that happen. That is not up to you, insolent savage. When the time comes, your lowly flesh will be rendered as dust, but your souls will join with ours, and take the next step of evolution. We shall bestow upon you eternal, resilient bodies, that you may never again suffer mortal pain. Should you have words of gratitude, I will hear them. Why, thank you so very much. That's not something we'd be thankful for at all. Just like those puppets who danced as you performed, those pitiable slaves and servants, those poor children, everything was stripped from them. And you still speak of such conviction? All things have their price. Narrow personal opinion, but I refuse to be discarded by a higher class of beings such as I. Besides, as I see it, they are the ideal form of humanity, adhering unerringly to perfect order. You're absolutely nuts, and despicable too. I'm just thinking about Dr. Ratio and his weird plaster head. Despicable, huh? And what would you call what Cassiodor did to thousands of years ago, then? By comparison, this is nothing. But patience. We should have a good long talk, but not here. No, we shall speak beneath the deep waters in the deepest bowels of our ancient realm, where everything began. The realm awakens, Cassiodor. You are the sole survivor of our fallen realm, the sole Remurian left with free will. And you have left us for far too long. You must return to us and listen to the lamentation and anger of long years. Perhaps then you shall be more receptive to my symphony and to the arrangement of Phobos. I will await you in the royal city of Remuria, in Dormis Aurea, where the Sebastos plied his melody. I will, of course, extend the appropriate hospitality to those souls from the present before your arrival. Should you still remain resolute when the time comes, their souls will naturally receive their release. As for you, you are not part of Phobos' plan, and yet the great symphony shall in no wise cast out any audience. Do enjoy the passing prelude I have prepared for you. If fortune proves favorable, we shall meet again. Now we gotta fight these knights, don't we? Yeah, I figured.
No one escapes my sight! Speed of light! Hey!
I love Overload. Well, that shut him up. What do we do now, though? If we want to save the souls of the townspeople, we're gonna have to head to the Doomis Aria, or whatever that super rude dude talked about, right? As you might recall, we weren't invited. Since when have we ever needed invitations to crash some bad guy's party? Alright, but from what he said, he seems to have known Aussie for a long time. Said they worked for Sebastos or whatever. We need to have a good talk before we go. Cassiodor. If you have anything you'd like to ask me, this time I shall tell you all I know. Tell us about Remuria. That's where you and that rude fella are both from, right? We heard that name before. It seems to be an ancient nation. That's true, we heard about Remuria back in the Fortress of Meripede. Apparently it was ruled by a god named Remus. The story said that Remus rode a big ship around and conquered all of Fontaine, but that's about as much as Paimon knows. Very well, the story begins before the court of Fontaine. As you know, it was born. The Sebastos Remus founded the nation above the high sea, that is Fontaine, and the ancestors of the present-day Fontanians named him the Dark Lord Remus in their terror. Before it sank, this body of water, that was part of the Great Fontaine Lake, and location where the capital of Remuria was sited, as such these waters have the same properties as those of Fontaine. Wait, so we're actually in the ruins of Remuria now? Indeed. But where the tale differs from the commonly told history is, the people of Remuria were not ordinary humans like Fontanians. Rather, they were a new race. Their bodies were cast of stone, with ichor for blood. The Sebastos gave us such bodies in hope that we would escape the prisons of rotting flesh and fate. His great vision was that we should all grasp the power of Symphony and thereby escape the shackles of Fortuna, becoming the masters of our own destiny. So those stone statues we saw on the way here, those were your kin? Precisely so. I fear that they have long lost their free will, however, becoming mindless slaves, worse off by far than the humans of old, easily perishable though they are. Wait, in that case, why are you a cat? I am a cat, for now, and one's will and soul are more important than one's body. Are they not? Regardless, it is what Sebastos who gave me new life. We once possessed all of the high sea, countless cities and palaces, flowers flowing with wine, and yet fate found us all the same. After returning from the deepest depths of the seas, the Sebastos used ichor to create imperishable bodies from the people, and still, he prophesied future did not change. Our God King believed that it was because human souls could not escape the gravity of fate, and so he wrote the Symphony, a music that could weave destiny. Getting more Loom of Fate vibes. He believed that through this, he had found a way to resist fate, but instead that the path led us to utter darkness, step by step. And in the end, the entire kingdom sank beneath the waves, as though it had been smote by divine judgment. No. I fear that even he did not foresee such an outcome. Though all the same, that is what happened. If you have anything else you'd like to ask, alright. Tell us about your impudent friend. Right, and he called you Cassiodor or something. I'm assuming it's a title. But aren't you called Aura something? Just as I have traversed many bodies, I've had many names. Of course, this is all thanks to the Sebastos who separated my soul from the Grand Symphony. A convenient ability indeed. You weren't planning on puppeting us at some point, were you? Meow meow meow? Whoa, who would have thought that such a cute little cat would consider something so horrible? Hey, wait a sec. That means you aren't even a cute kitty in the first place. Well, be that as it may, Dan, you are used to playing the courageous savior, are you not? I too play the role that I know well, albeit in an unfamiliar form. But back to Boethicius. He was not always evil. He was once a noble harmonist of Remuria, and the sole survivor following the great catastrophe that befell. The original purpose of the Golden Castellium was to unify the surviving kin and prevent the catastrophe from rising waters from ever occurring again, but evidently, Boethius had his own designs. While I and my companions ranged across the land, struggling mightily to contain the power of the primordial waters, he used his elegant tongue to sway those who remained. He initiated a fell ritual that aimed to restore the shattered symphony and revive the ruined realm. To this end, he did not hesitate to dissolve the will of our kin and plunder the souls of Fontanians everywhere. Many rulers and nobles became his pawns, and the polities, new-born, lay on the brink of destruction. To stop him, who had by now clearly become a monster, I could only forsake my name and become one who hunts phantoms, the Marche hunters, resisting him alongside the Fontanians. Bitter was the conflict before we were last able to seal both him and the sea that had devoured our nation. And that is why he names you traitor? I followed Sebastos precisely because he had shown me the Golden Dream, a land where prejudice and difference were no more, a land of justice and freedom. But that was what had become after Remuria sank. No more than a dream. I would rather be called a traitor than let Boethius trample on our ideals. I swore upon fate that I would serve as the barrier between past and present. Thus did I become the spirit keeper of our ancient land. Guess Mr. Impolite's a pretty stubborn guy, huh? Even after being beaten and sealed, he's still looking to break out and cause trouble. I had thought that even if evil lingered in him, his soul had long been broken, and he would remain naught but discordant notes, a symphony plunged into strife. I never thought that he would weave his shattered self into a symphony and thus gain mastery over it. The discord and dissonance that now emanates from these waters can be regarded as an extension of his power. If we are to defeat him, I fear we must await the moment when all his soul fragments have gathered around one body. If you have anything you'd like to ask me, this time I shall let you... Okay, we're back to this dialogue. Let's hear about the Symphony and Phobos. Where should I even begin? The symphony is a human memory and persona woven into a melody through musical notation, creating a song which human souls can dwell and have their wishes fulfilled. Sounds like the Golden Slumber again. In a way, to master the symphony is to master fate. This is the secret that the great golden bee Sybilla, the prophet who survived the previous cycle, imparted. The Sebastos, who created the symphony, poured these melodies into the insoluble ichor, in hopes that all might control their own fates through playing that music. He overestimated us. I fear for his deeds terrified us. The people could not bear the burden of fate, and they begged their god and superiors for guidance. At the request of the people, the Sebastos wrote all melodies into a grandest of melodies. This new symphony would bring us all the greatest of happiness, and its name was Phobos. But it did not bring what was promised. Indeed, you saw how it ended, didn't you? Had Sebastos' plan worked, the symphony would have woven a melody of utmost gentleness for all. An eternity that would last 1,000 years and beyond, but something went wrong. Besides the Sebastos himself, only said superiors, the Harmosts, could have changed Phobos' melody. And Boethicius was one of the most excellent Harmost. Alright, back to here. About the dreamscape. Tell the strange dream you saw before. Ah, yes, those were indeed the memories left by he whom I served, the Sebastos, god of the god king Remus, though I do not understand how you were able to see them. But I do not think you need to worry. If this chaotic symphony was enough to control you, it would have done so long ago on the surface. But that has not happened, yes? Speaking of which, why isn't Este affected? Is he just, specially gifted? I do have some idea, but it might be best to wait for the right time to speak about that. Oh, come on, don't leave me hanging. Oh, here we go again with the cliffhangers. Don't just forget to tell us, alright? In any case, since you can see these things, that means that some fragment of the Sebastos' will and memory remains in this underwater symphony. Long millennia have I searched, and if you could touch some more of these memories, perhaps I may find the answers I have sought all this time. The great waves could not hurt a god, even should their crests scrape the very skies, and yet Sebastos disappeared without a trace when our nation fell into the depths. He would not have sat idly by as his nation and people drowned in blood, so where did he go? Or was his passing Remuria's true death knell? That's all for now. We can leave the rest for later. Very well, if there's anything else you wish to know, do not hesitate to ask me. Guess we're heading to the Dormisauria next, so we can meet the rude guy, right? It's going to be dangerous for sure, but I will continue to guide you. It is, after all, my homeland. Though it may have sunk to the very bottom of the sea, I remember the path still. Even after all these millennia. Or so I believe. Just don't let us down when it counts. Should we encounter difficulties, you may count on me. Do not forget that I am far stronger than any ordinary cat. And every time Paimon remembers that you're actually an ancient person from thousands of years ago, it feels wrong that we're calling you Aussie. But your full name is way too long, so let's just call you Monsieur Oz, then. What do you think? Is that polite enough? A name to me is nothing more than a label. But as this represents your acknowledgement, Paimon, I will gladly accept it. Let's move out. We wouldn't want to keep our rude friend waiting, but the townspeople can't wait that long. Prisoner in shackles. After you load a blank score, you can activate the performance device to begin a glorious stage performance. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? About the symphony on the mural. Yeah, since Boethius has ran off, I guess we can finally play the mural symphony in peace. This piece of music depicts the first legendary voyage of Sebastos to a land called Meripes, guided by the oracle Scylla. This was the beginning of our ancient civilization, the beginning of all stories that would follow. It being recorded here means that the fellow believed that the principle of cycles would cause this old civilization to resurface, resulting in the drama playing out over and over. But since it is a drama, then it needs a protagonist, and if you wish to enjoy the music, why don't you play along the part? Of course, the musical score here will be transformed back into a blank score if you retrieved previously. You can listen to the song at any time. I got nothing. Right, if there's anything you wish to know, do not hesitate to head to the bygone eras. Domain time? Really now, not even a trace? Need to wax nostalgic then. Let's just keep going. That doesn't look good. Strange glowing fish. Paimon never thought we'd run into it here too. I collect these barrel conches. There's a teleport waypoint here. Where are we then? I thought we were in a domain. This is a new area. Oh no, we've enkonomia'd ourselves. Oh, there we go. It's Oz. Now we have two Oz's. We have the bird and the cat. Which I think the cat was foreshadowing, because Fischl was looking for a cat that would be capable of braving the depths of the abyss. That's funny. That's funny foreshadowing. Looks just like that glowing fish we saw before. There are still weird things tangled around the top nearby. What the heck is going on? Paimon's getting more and more confused. I've heard this voice in the dream before. I can't remember the name anymore, though. Yes, you must have met him in Sebastos' dream, did you not? Scylla, a fell dragon who once served Sebastos. He was subdued and sealed here by Botheus. So Mr. Super Rude subdued the evil dragon? Paimon didn't think he could do something that amazing. Well, fell dragon was the name they gave, but it was no more than a vishap that was a teensy bit stronger than normal. After all, no new hydro dragon could be born so long as the mistress of many waters hibernated in the deep seas. I never thought the vishaps could get this large. Speaking of which, isn't Nuvolette? That's right, Nuvolette's the hydro dragon, isn't he? That doesn't mean that this guy is way older than even him, does it? A new dragon of water has already been born? Then again, it has been a long time since the former mistress of many waters passed. So much time has passed. In any case, the evil dragon Scylla was once Sebastos' friend, but he revolted at a critical juncture in the showdown between Remurians and the Fontanians. Yeah, we witnessed that, I think, during one of the Melazine questlines. At that time, Scylla led a brutal dragonborn to Machismos, intent on breaching the inner city Capitolium, where Sebastos resided. Machismos? I heard people talking about that in town. Yeah, the people in town are always talking about some Machismos and a bell tower or something. Correct. Machismos is the outer city of the capital, but should the fell dragon wish to enter the inner city, he must pass through the Enetium Iani. That is the barrier separating the inner and outer parts of the capital. And the symphony weaved by the Sebastos and the musicians which covered all of Remuria passed through the Enetium Iani and the Golden Waterways. Botheus and his legions used this fact to shut in the Enetium Iani, thus sealing the evil dragon. Something's not right about the story. The dreamscape before, back then, Scylla should have come and seen Remus before. Perhaps Scylla sought to go before Sebastos' throne, but such opportunity is now forever lost. Afterward, the evil dragon sank alongside Remuria, and Sebastos too was lost, remaining so to this very day. Do you recall something? It all feels a bit muddled. That is true. I only heard tell of events after it had transpired myself, having not been in the capital when the disaster struck. Then no one knew just what had happened to Sebastos. I fear we can only learn more by proceeding further. A large glowing fish that we saw in the castle must be the thoughts that escaped from the fissures of Scylla's stony cell. I fear he has already taken notice of our presence, having been sealed here for so long. Now that he's finally sensed outsiders, he will naturally find a way to lure us in. So that's it. Hang on a minute. You said that the way to Damus Aurea is through those gates or something. But hasn't Botheus shut them already? Doesn't this mean there's no getting through? This will prove quite tricky, yes. There's got to be a limit to how rude you can be. What's this? I'll wait for you at Dormitorium. Wah ha ha ha. Nonsense when you won't even leave the door open. You know, why don't we find some way to break that seal on the evil dragon and get the former foe to beat and break the door down for us? No, how can we do such a thing? I mean, after... That is one of Remuria's nemesis. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's right. It's been so long. For all you know, he might have decided to turn over a new leaf. Be a nice dragon. But he's still a dragon. Come on, so what? Even if he is a dragon, he might be reasonable. The reasonable kind we can talk with. We've got experience dealing with dragons, don't we? Well, there was that time with Dvalin, and that run-in with Ajdaha. And we encountered Apap in the desert. Right. She even went on about wanting to destroy Sumeru. And then we had to defeat the anomalous life forms within her before we managed to get her healthy again. Those examples aren't very convincing, were they? Come on, Aussie. No amount of suspicious looks is going to suddenly give us better options. I know you're right. Let's give it a try. The seals that bind the evil dragon seem to be connected to 3 locations. Let's begin by removing the chains at those 3 places. Sea of Bygone Eras. Looks like there are a lot of golems here. Alright. And they're coming right at us.
As a good knight should. Cut to the chase. No one escapes my sight.
Nameless golem. Oh, this one's got a boss health bar. There we go. Nameless golem, Dominus Cassador. Dominus Cassador, is that you? It is you. Just as I thought. You finally returned. I was ordered to guard this fortress, but the cruel vishaps and attacks of the barbarians were simply too much for me, so I was forced back step by step until I arrived here. It seems as though many, many years have passed since then. What tidings from beyond? Were we victorious? Is that so? Then we lost. I am sorry. Do not say such things, honored Dominus. I had already imagined this day might come when I joined Sebastos' legions. Did the Sebastos not say that he wanted to lead us to break the shackles of Fortuna? But is doing so that simple? After all, what we struggle against is fate itself. And defying fate is a feat beyond even the greatest of gods. In the end, all our efforts were in vain. Nay, say not so, Dominus. We took up arms against divine destiny, and our deeds challenged the laws of heaven. We resisted that prophecy. We resisted it most valiantly. Though we failed in the end, someone must have betrayed us, led us astray. Still, the outcome no longer matters. Come what may, our deeds shall be carved into this world's history. Why did he just fall over like that? Can stone people also just suddenly faint? I still do not know his name. It appears his history has now reached its conclusion. Wait, that's so sad. He's just been fighting here all these thousands of years. But now he is finally at peace. Let us continue onward. Alright. Let's undo the chain. Okay, gotta press and hold. Got it. One down. It wouldn't be a world quest if it wasn't for the rule of threes. I wonder if some of the lore hounds like Roosevelt and Ashikai will be able to discern who that nameless soldier was. I imagine it's someone crazy. More of these. Hey, you. Yes, you. gibbering imbecile. Why do you delay? Even if we waste away, the treasure won't move itself, surely. Wait a minute. I feel like we've seen this song and dance before. I think the nameless soldier might have been Esta. That might be who they're trying to say. Nay, sir, it's just that they're simply too heavy. I've been at this all day, yet there's so much left. Where, then, is this intrinsic merit in feeding that prestigious size of yours? It's treasure, you brute. Treasure! Of course it's heavy. Besides, we confiscated all the treasures from those accursed barbarians, did we not? Leaving such wealth in the hands of those insects who live like swine and mongrels would be terrible waste. But sir, don't you think that we should have brought a few more ships if we wanted to haul all this treasure back to Remuria? What, are you slow? Imperial cargo ships are not to be used in such a thing. Well, why don't we destroy what we cannot carry? Better to have it fall into the wrong hands of these savages. Is it just Paimon, or have we heard this conversation before? Sounds like when we first arrived in Petrichor. It's that bit with the treasure hoarders all over again. Yeah, those unlucky adventurers we drove off before were saying similar stuff. Feels like this round's worse than the last one, too. It's possible they were turned into golems after the boat they were on sank. It's so creepy. Este. Oh, never mind. This is Este. Are you of Legio the Ninth? What are you doing here? Should you all not have been ordered to retreat to Fort Charybdis? Hey, Este, don't you dare ruin our fun, you hear? These barbarians are less of a threat than the dead fish anyway. So just let us have our fun messing about here for a little while longer, would you? These treasures. Sigh. I don't know what orders your Harmost gave you, but did Sebastos not order us to subdue these ignorant tribes and free them of fate's shackles? Those orders do not include such clearly criminal deeds. Ha, surely you jest. The orders of our commander, mighty Dominus Boethius, were indeed to punish these savages harshly. And besides, we have received no punishment. That means that both Phobos and Sebastos, our Imperator, approve of our actions. So what's all this talk about crimes? Are you trying to start trouble? But there's another Este here. Well, aren't things getting weirder by the moment? It appears that the time to answer your question of yours. The Este you met in town must be a descendant of Remurians. His ancestor must have followed me to join the new nation all those years ago, becoming an ordinary Fontanian. As such, the symphony that has stolen the Fontanian souls would not affect him, but in turn the melody of the records of his ancestors' memories had nowhere to go, and so attached itself to that statue. So you mean that the Este here is Town Este's ancestor, the real Este, the quick-witted. What about the others? Just wandering souls, lost in their memories. Let's go have a look. Hello there, Este. Yes, hello, and who are you exactly? You do not appear to be Remurians. Are you savages, then? I can be pretty savage. Ether, no. I'm just a passing traveler. Well, this is a battlefield, and you put yourselves in great peril. You should leave this place regardless of who you are. Este, is it? Este, it is I. It has been a while. Skies above. It's you, Dominus Cassador. You so rarely appear in this form that I almost failed to recognize you. And as for these two, are they your attendants? Actually, I'm his owner. We don't own the cat, Ether. You can just take that to be so. Still, Dominus Cassador, what brings you here? Did the Sebastos not send you to damnation? I cannot remember. Am I in some dream? That does seem to be the case. Surely you jest. The Sebastos must have assigned you some secret mission again. Or else I am an ignoramus. You guessed correctly. Speaking of which, Why are the legionnaires of Legio 9 guarding those chains? The chains? You mean the treasure? Yes, I believe them to be the spoils of war. Though the Sebastos views war as naught but a sad necessity in fulfilling our grand aspirations, and has long outlawed such brutal behaviors. You know as well as I that they have become commonplace nonetheless. We are on the path of darkness, though none perceive it. Dominus Cassador, what has happened? Phobos was meant to bring us happiness, but all I feel is pain I cannot name. I too am searching for the answer to that question, but it appears that we will have to deal with the problem at hand first. Indeed, still, those are our legionnaires, so let us solve things peacefully if we may. Ahem, Legionnaire of Legio 9? Huh? Who are you? Este's little helpers? We are special envoys of the Imperator our Sebastos. We are the Cassador's retainers. That's right, Dominus Cassador's retainers. That's who we are. It seems you two have quite a penchant for acting. Dominus Cassador, you say? I heard the Sebastos had sent him to Remuria. Has he returned so soon? Well, the one next to us is, in fact. Whatever the case, we may have come to survey the frontline legions. Right, figured as much. I mean, we haven't gone to Fort Charybdis with the main body of troops, but we are the rear guard. So final cleanup is well within our range of duties, eh? Is this also the command of Phobos? Well, it should have guided our every move, but since coming here, there have been many times when we could not hear its melody. As such, we have fallen back on Dominus Boethius' directives. That impudent fellow. Sebastos does not permit the harm of innocent people. Trust increased. Innocent, you say? Yes, he did task us with helping these vulnerable humans before the war began. But our actions have tacit approval of Phobos. Could its decrees ever be in conflict with the sacred word of Sebastos? Yet you are not receiving the melody. Well, that is true enough. But in what can we place our trust if not Phobos? Surely it would not stand idly by were we to diverge from its correct path. Phobos is a perfect creation. I console you. As a Remurian, I do not doubt its directives. Phobos' silence signifies rejection. Yes, that is possible. How did I not consider that? Could our rash actions have caused Phobos to cease guiding us? If so, then it bodes very ill. Very well. You speak true. We must reconsider our actions. I, in truth, do not know how things came to this. There's been a strange feeling in my heart since the war broke out. We were meant to pursue freedom and happiness, but Phobos led us instead, step by step. Has something gone wrong? What could it be? If you meet with Sebastos upon your return, please appraise him of the circumstances and our doubts. You'll be doing us truly a great favor. Don't worry, we will. Alright, nice. We talked our way out of a combat encounter. At least we finally got those two to withdraw. Now none shall stand in the way of us removing the chains. Negotiation skills 100. Once here, Oz. Let's continue onward to the story of the past. So what's the deal with you and Este? See, it was seen he was a friend of mine, and one of the survivors of Remuria's destruction. In later days, he followed me into the newborn fontaine and was laid to rest there. The spring waters responded to us, who entrapped in rock, just as did ordinary Fontanians. And he had children of his own, building a family there. His bloodline became joined to that of Fontaine, and all that came to forget that he was no ordinary mortal. A good fate, no? Good for him. I mean, we knew it kind of worked out for him because of the...
Leave it all to me.
It had to have worked out for him because we saw his descendant upstairs, assuming it's not a ghost. Alright, that's 2 chains down. Seems that you resolved our previous problem. I suppose that means you'll be rushing ahead towards your next goal then? Yes, I'll be counting on you to take care of this place, Este. Also, remember that it is better to trust the wisdom of your heart rather than handing all judgment of right and wrong over to Phobos or any Harmost. The Sebastos created Phobos to free us from our servitude to destiny. But the people's blind faith has led them to enslavement, more frightful still. In the future, you may encounter similar choice once more. I hope you will make the right decision when the time comes. Dominus Cassador, are you suddenly speaking of such things? Still, I shall keep your words in my heart. I, Este, shall uphold my own sense of justice. That is good. Farewell, Este. I believe we shall meet again.
Ooh, wonderful.
Oh, this one's actually just in the water. Looks like it's entangled with some kind of strange plant. Ancient creatures within this region water have been under the influence of golden melodies. We can power the symphony to interfere with somewhat. Okay. Okay, I think we gotta light up the flowers. Oh no, we just need to go and remove the remaining chains. The chains wrap around the stone pillar. Entire Symphony should be able to loosen their grip. Oh, here we go. We're going back into the dreams. Oh, you gods, shut tight brass gates of the heavenly city. The sword of Remus has cut the threads of fate, and once the land and sea alike have been conquered, something, something, something. Imperator, are you all right? Are you dreaming again? It's so noisy. What's going on? The people have gathered in your great hall. I believe they have questions for you, Imperator. Recently, the medley of Phobos has been interrupted many times, and so they have many concerns regarding this. I have no choice but to do this. I trust your wise judgment, naturally, and I have heard something of a recent happenings. Is something wrong with Phobos? Phobos has planned routes for everyone, such that humanity and as a whole can attain a happiness. There should be no issues. Not when we have the aid of Scylla near the limitless powers of calculation. But I heard cries of sorrow within the music. Did someone secretly alter the musical score of Phobos? No, none can do that except myself and the other Harmosts. Could it be that the prophet had hidden something from us? Impossible. Has she not already sacrificed her way of life for the cause? The veracity of her prophecy has been validated by the Mistress of Waters. She could not have harbored no selfish designs, or perhaps it is precisely because she had no desires of her own. Today all people rely on Phobos to make judgments and decisions for them. If something were to go wrong with it, the citizens fear that would descend into chaos. I need you to go to where those who cling to the blind faith are. For this reason I must grant you free will. Is that to say you wish to separate my melody from the Grand Symphony as a contingency against mishaps? No, it is still too early. I fear my soul is still unable to withstand such a great fate. I believe in you. This is Oz. I guess I was right. But from now on, you shall no longer be part of we. I understand. I have resolved myself. If this is your wish, Imperator, I shall see it done. Oranopolis, the city of the future. Call yourself by this new name. After Oranopolis departed, you passed through the golden corridors, and the sounds of people debate grow closer. The area grows quiet, only little by little when you reach the central podium of the main hall. There he is, Boethius. Oh, great Sebastos, please give us your instructions. Many have been unable to hear Phobos' melody as of late. The people are frightened, Imperator, frightened and confused. Our grand plan was proceeding as normal. The barbarians skulking in the shadows were being eliminated one by one, and the polluted waters were cleansed by Ichor. Yet, my Imperator, you plan to call halt to our noble war without cause for reason? Why have you done this? I exercise my own judgment in the matter. Great Sebastos, I do not mean to challenge your authority, but I believe that you have shown them sufficient mercy already. We have brought glorious harmony to the land. The gates of Remuria are open to all who wish to join the Golden Order. But what have they done? They have destroyed our towers and slaughtered our musicians. The blighted souls are unworthy of any salvation. We cleanse their barbarous lands with blood and order and civilization shall spout after the destruction. For such ignorant savages, this is the highest mercy that can be granted them. That is not what I want. But there should not be even a sliver of shadow under the sun. Is that not also your great ideal? If I may, Imperator, I believe that this is the wish of the citizens of Remuria. Sebastos, please give the order. Boethius. Defiled, 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 all who dwell in Capitolium. If blood will not wash the land clean, how shall the guiltless something something? What's going on with you, Dan? It's now the time to rest. Hurry up and unchain these shackles. You saw it again, didn't you? The Sebastos' dream. Alright. There we go. That's the third chain down. We gotta be getting close to the end at this point. That's a big Vishap. All the chains have been broken. Talk to dragon. Scylla, right? Ah, such warm ocean currents, free at last. Well now, little ones, hail you from the surface. I know not for what reason you have come to this deep water prison, but we aren't little anything. You're just way too big. Very well. Either way, you have broken the shackles that have bound me for millennia. That places me in your debt. If there is any undertaking which I may aid you, then speak. Consider it a token of my gratitude. Paimon knew you'd be a reasonable guy. Anyway, Paimon's name is Paimon. He's Dan, and this... Or actually, Paimon's not sure if what you'd know him by. We call him Monsieur Oz. Ah, Cassador. Is that you? It's been a while, so you came back after all. But still, you are sadly late, by a few thousand years, no less. Oh, looks like the big guy does know you, Monsieur Oz. I have nothing to say to you to despicable traitors. Speak not so rashly, mortal. We are dragonborn. We keep all our promises and betray none, which is more than can be said of your haughty race. Save your breath. It's worth less than drowning a mayfly. Your betrayal is undisputed. Were we not defeated in that war precisely because you turned against us? If we hadn't lost that war, our nation, the Sebastos, wouldn't have... Ah, so you've been gone far too long, Cassador. The truth is not what you imagine, though I suppose that a secret plan would not have been secret had its details reached your ears. Secret plan? My leading an army of Vishaps to assault the capital was, in fact, part of Remus's final secret plan. And he did his all to save his nation and people, a man of great moral character. Had he gone mad too? I think that's kind of weird. Why would a ruler ask someone else to invade their own country? And what little one would one such as you know of Remus's thoughts? Whatever the case, look upon this, Cassador. Even you should be able to divine its meaning. The guiding golden bees. They should only heed the call of the Symphony. Why would the Sebastos bestow this power on a savage dragon? Because they had an arrangement. Oh, you know much, little one. From where did you learn? From the memories scattered in the sea. You speak correctly, yes. Indeed, we did have an arrangement. But I failed him. I squandered his noble sacrifice. I could not make it to Dormis Aurea in time, and so the waves devoured the whole city, and my kindred could not escape either. How could such a thing be? If it is betrayal you speak of, then Boethius was the true traitor. Were it not for that lying devil, the deceitful rat, and his silver-tongued deceptions, how could a prince among dragonkin such as I, who once led our armies after the age of ancient dragons, have been beaten so easily? That devil first falsely claimed to have given up resistance on Remus's orders, saying he had ordered the legions to cease resistance. Yet when we arrived here, he suddenly rose up against us. Now that I have had much time to think on it, I fear he must have learned of Remus's plans somehow, and thus was able to set up such an inescapable trap and lure me in step by step. And thus did my flesh and blood turn to stone, and thus did it remain for millennium. To this day where you rescued me. Boethius knew perfectly well that the massive calamity of his actions would bring about, yet he still... Could he have been trying to seize control over Phobos? Was that why he committed such sins? Seems we don't have the full story yet. So the guy who keeps calling others traitors was actually a traitor through and through? But why, though? Are we going to have to ask him? By my doubts we'll get a straight answer. So that loathsome recalcitrant demon worm has yet to dissipate, has he? Yeah, he's stolen the souls of a whole bunch of Fontanians, too. Rescuing them is actually the main reason we're here. He said that he'd wait for us at the Dormis Aurea. Well, he said he'd wait for Monsieur Oz, so we're coming along uninvited. Not even leaving a door, though. How rude of him. The Initium Anani. Though feeble tricks such as smokescreens have set to dismay us. But at the end of the day, it's nothing more than a glorified stone door. I may have lost my physical body, but it is no great labor to take the little ones over to settle the matter. Watch closely, little ones. Ooh, we getting a cutscene? It is a stone door. You gonna break it? Ooh, you're pretty reliable, big guy. Now we simply need to break these reveal stones, one by one. If you're prepared, then let us go. Well then, Monsieur Oz, are you ready? Now that it's come to this, we have little choice. Alright then, what about you? Ready? Let's go. Final chapter, I'm assuming. We just blow it up. Alright, here we go. I have no control over the character. There isn't much time. Keep it up, little ones. And we're trapped in here. That was close. How dangerous. It's dangerous here. Stray not too far from me, for I shall protect you. There's the button that has skillet. Boom! Okay. That was close. Oh god, that music's getting kind of loud, though. If we're not left with not tiny body, there would be no such thing as the road to the capital. So there's other paths? You said we had to come this way. Unlike you, I was once able to cross merely between bodily forms. No such a thing as body... Oh god, I can't read all this. It's going by too fast. This is cinematic AF, though. Speed. This music is great, though. Time I can finally see the exit. like an orchestra. Symphony indeed. Really nice music. I think that's the end of the quest line. We're finally here. And there's Dormis Aurea. Looks more like a giant harp, though. Why did your Sebastos construct it like that? It certainly seems well preserved. Yeah, it's nothing like the rest of the stuff we saw up there. Of course, this palace was fashioned from a giant ship. It was designed to be a titanic instrument on which the symphony was meant to be played. See those pipes extending outward? Though the symphony now lies broken, this was once how it would be broadcast to the other four corners of the world. The whole palace is an instrument. The entire thing? Then wouldn't this entire water body start vibrating if it were to play? We might get blasted apart like tofu if we get too close. Meow meow. What is tofu? Wait, you've never had any, Aussie? So, might be hard to explain. We could always take you and go have some next time. Wait, can cats even eat tofu? The Eternal City indeed. Remus will protect this place still, just as I expected. No wonder that brazen, shameless traitor has endured even to this day. I imagine that Boethius owes his survival of time's erosion to having laid low in the palace for all these millennia. And over those long years, he gradually mastered the power of Phobos. Well, now that we're here, we should meet with that rude guy. He might be shocked to see us for all you know. In that case, let us part ways for now. You're not coming? You've been a great help already. I was pleased to be of aid, but to tell the truth, I have no desire to see that one ever again. I wish to never again hear a word from the devil's mouth. His words are a sham, and shameful are his lies. See that you do not fall for them. Besides, I could not help you even if I came with you, for I am temporarily an occupant of this ichor-made body. Were battle to be joined, I would have no recourse. Not that I would mind terribly, but no gain should solve the loss of his seizing the symphony that Remus bequeathed upon me. Let us part here for now, though I cannot aid you in battle. I can use the currents to send you hence. Come to me, should you need such aid. Regardless, let us meet again once you have vanquished that traitor. When the time comes, perhaps I shall have the chance to make amends for my past regrets. Prince of Dragonborn, Scylla. Will roam the ocean depths. When you are exploring the sea of bygone eras, you will move according to the body of water you are in. Neat. And we have the whole map unlocked now. Oh, that's cool. Vishap Corp Scylla! That's cool. Alright. I don't know how much longer this questline's going to continue for. But we've come this far. Oh, we have to go to the actual entrance. Cassador, dear friend, I knew you would come. Ah, and the uninvited barbarians. When it comes down to it, you're not the boss of this place. Besides, it was Aussie who brought us here. That counts as an invitation as far as Paimon's concerned. Really, you're the discourteous one here. Exactly. We've heard all about it, you know? All the bad stuff you've done. Silence, you noisome, oberacious insects. I am speaking to Cassador. Do not interrupt. Dan Paimon, I'll take care of this. Botheus, I have come as promised. Honor your pledge and relinquish the souls of the surface dwellers. They do not deserve to suffer this unforeseen calamity. The grudges between us should stay between us. You call this unforeseen? Have you not looked upon our kindred? They lie trapped in these lightless waters. They're like walking corpses. Are they not supposed to walk upon the sunlit shores? In my brief interment of surface folks' souls, is a disaster bereft of rhyme and reason, then? What would you call the millennia-long suffering of our kind? Listen and listen well. The judgment of the surface people has only just begun. No, the one who imprisoned them was you, and it was you who turned our kin into monsters. We once had a choice. So long as we discarded our old grudges, the Mistress of Waters agreed to accept us into a new nation. But you used them, took advantage of their pain, and trust in you. You turned them into tools for your ambition. That was their choice. They chose the old order, not the honeyed death you brought. And just as they gave unto us the conducting batons of the Sebastos bestowed upon them, so too are we duty-bound to lead them to the correct path. How dare you swagger, you shameless traitor? You who betrayed the Sebastos' trust and led our nation to ruin. Ha! I hear the vile dragon's slander in your words. And you would believe a foe of our nation rather than your kin and comrades? I serve no god, no king, only mighty Remuria and our noble ideals. Remus proved unworthy to reign supreme. For a moment he uttered that perverse command. And so there are no traitors. If anything, it was I who rescued our nation from his error. He colluded with our foes, commanding the vile Drake to flatten our cities. He even attempted to destroy the Grand Symphony, which would have co-signed us to live under Fortuna's yoke once more. How could I have stood aside and done nothing in the face of his madness? And so you betrayed him. You shut the Ineteanani, and in the end, Phobos' power went out of control and the royal palace sank into the depths. Will you not open your eyes to the truth? It was Remus who betrayed us, betrayed Phobos, and that was the true prelude to tragedy. I already spent thousands of years struggling to recreate the symphony of the past, weaving the broken melodies together in the deep waters just to recreate what you hear now. Now, in your hands it has become harsh, and discordant voices of agony have denounced your violence. And who decides what is harmonious or not? It is not absolute power. Remus bent the knee to the savages and his odious dragons precisely because he failed to comprehend this. But it matters not. The inverted world shall soon be righted, and I become the new Sebastos. That is impossible, Botheus. You are a mortal human. Humans can never become gods. Ah, but Cassador, you forget. Was Remus's ideal not for all humans to become gods? To seize their own destinies? Do you not remember? Did the rites we researched and recorded in the Golden Castellium not chart course in that very destination? But we did not know what lay beyond. Had we known those thousands of years ago, Times have changed. Things are different now, Cassador. Join us. I have rid my soul of all impurities, obtaining true will. The stairway to heaven is but a single step away. A stairway is more than one step, usually. I merely need to gather the wills that have been scattered throughout the waters. Yes, even yours, which Remus personally severed. 2 minds shall merge into one, and thus shall Remuria be born once more. Once more clad in immortal form, infused with refined steel and stone. We, shall take on flesh once more. And a new Sebastos will be born. But not only that, I shall also gain which even Remus could not attain, the power to change the very essence of this world. I will turn back the wheel of fate and usher the old world's return, and bring justice to the land. The surface dwellers shall submit to our will, and they must. It shall be as the hymn says, and when they use their will to command, the rest shall bow down and listen. You know I will not acknowledge you. You have defiled his ideals. I will uphold my own justice. It matters not. You will understand once you enter Phobos' melody. Then you shall join me. What is he doing? This is Damus Aurea. If I entered Remus's memory again? No, the atmosphere. It's different from before. Welcome to my palace, Outlander. My Symphony. Boethius. Do not be startled. We have not met aforetime, and more than once. Whether though my phantom in the real world, or in the memory palaces Remus left behind. But this is no phantasm of Remus's memory. This is my symphony. My golden stage. I knew it. The wails of sorrow ring off every wall. Is that so, Outlander? I know not from whence you came. Seems you are not human birthed from the primordial waters, nor are you any surface being at all. I cannot see the color of your soul, nor can I touch it. Nonetheless, oh god, it's glitching. This is not your war. My vengeance against the surface dwellers is none of your concern. I know not why you hinder our work. To save the people of Petrichor, for the justice in this world. Justice, you cannot actually be serious, can you? You may possess power that even I cannot perceive, but you would be a naive Outlander to think that brute force alone will defeat me. I have long become one with the symphony that fills these deep seas. Even if you should destroy my physical form, so long as the agonized waters flow, and so long as the memories of vengeance do not fade, my will shall not perish. I shall remain a nightmare that haunts this world, unless you choose as Cassador, as that stray cat did, exiling oneself to become the jailer of the old world. But I do not believe that one so distinguished as you would do so. Forsake that superfluous symphony of yours. Should the guilty not be punished? Is that not justice? Guilty, you say. They are innocent. No Fontanian is innocent. They are the spawn of our barbarian foes. Their ancestors seized from us the realms that should have been ours by right, and they must pay the price for that original sin. Have you anything to say, Outlander? Ah, but can your short friendship surpass the span of our kinship? Cassador and I were the new humans crafted by Remus's own hand. And we are the final survivors. Compared with our other kin, his soul is unlike insoluble ichor. Other than myself, only he has true will. And only when we are combined can we become a complete self. So too are our wills one. The opera's final act shall see him return to us. This is his fate. To save the people of Petrichor. Those people, they are neither your kin nor your subjects. On the contrary, So far are you above them that they may as well be ants. Perhaps not even that. The weak should submit to the strong. Is that not the law of this world should follow? And yet you say you will protect them. Is this your boundless mercy, or simply folly? Since you insist on sabotaging my plans, I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to stay in my palace for a while longer. I cannot detain you for long, of course, but it should be long enough. Let us meet again when I have become God and sit upon Sebastos' throne. Before that, let my little ensemble occupy your time. Fend off the golems. Someone's voice, Dan, fear not, I shall aid you.
Scatter!
I'm just gonna keep building energy. Gradus has Capitolium. The music is beautiful. I found you at last. Cassador? Indeed, it is I. I believe you might have met me in Sebastos' memories, though I suppose this is our first time meeting in this manner. Time is short. Maintaining this form in both this symphonic palace is no easy task. Let us keep this brief. Where are we exactly? This is a space created by Botheus, a manifestation of his soul. It is maintained just as Sebastos' memories. You entered before are by grace of Symphony might. So just now, yes, he used music's power to pull us in. I suspect that Damus Aurea is too close to the heart of the Phobos, allowing him directly influence the present world. If we truly allow him to obtain power to surpass his reality, he might even pull the entire surface world into this space. When that happens, his delusions will replace the real world, and Fontaine will revert to its appearance from thousands of years ago. Just like what happened in Petrichor. No, I suspect it would be worse still. Will he really become a god? That depends on your definition. It is not hard to give shape to false fantasies, but he will find transcending fate futile. Were it truly that simple, then thousands of years ago we would have already succeeded. All he can do now is drag more innocents into the nightmare of his making, turning them into walking corpse-like puppets. And we must stop him. That we do, but that cannot be done here. You must return to the real world. In that I shall aid you. And what about you? Not to worry. He has no plans for me at the moment. As for me, I've just thought of a way in which we can destroy him utterly. He has prepared a mighty form for himself in the real world, and plans to initiate a ritual with Damus Aurea that will have him take on flesh. As long as we can get him to lower his guard and gather Symphony scattered throughout the deep waters into that body, we can seize that opportunity to destroy both him and that body. That will put an end to everything. Only you can do this. Phobos' melody does not sing of your destiny, and Botheus cannot influence your soul. You are the exception to all that is planned. Perhaps that is why the Sebastos guided you here. Go now, my strength will not hold for long. Let us meet again in the real world, and we may yet bring an end to this long nightmare. What a great character. Character writing in this story is great. I wonder how Jet's doing. I hope she's doing okay. You finally woke up. Paimon was worried sick. She thought that you might have gotten your soul stolen by that jerk, just like the townspeople. I'm fine. You better be. After you passed out, Botheus and Monsieur Oz disappeared along with that wave of sound, leaving Paimon all alone here. And then this big guy came along. Not that he helped much either. I fear that was not up to me. I am but a soul that dwells within the Ichor. And though that Remus did give me his final symphony, but to wield its power is against Botheus in a different matter. Anyway, Dan's woken up. It seems to be at least. But where'd Monsieur Oz go? Did Botheus? I saw him. Alright, catch everybody up on what happened. So Monsieur Oz is in there alone. He seems to have his own plan. Don't worry. Regardless, should he prove correct, then we still have a chance to defeat that shameless devil. But first, you must enter Domus Aurea. Well then, big guy. What are you looking at me for? Didn't you once lead a host of dragons to attack Remuria's capital? Getting us to the Domus Aurea should be a piece of cake. You have many ideas for one so small. Still, this shall not prove as simple as you think. The chief strength of the Dragonborn lies in their powerful flesh. Embedded into an ichor as I am, all that remains of me is but the feeblest of wills. Destroying the Initium and I exhausted nigh all my power. And Dominus Aurea, defended by the Symphony's power, cannot be compared to the gates of a mere stone. Wait, then aren't we fresh out of options? Are we really gonna watch while the Botheus guy eats Monsieur Oz up? Peace, you rash little thing. I merely said that I was powerless. But it is not so for you. The power of Symphony defends the palace. That same strength can be used to break it. But the Symphony that I can wield is... Yeah, the super powerful Phobos thing is protecting the palace, right? How can we possibly beat it? If you cannot beat it, then you can simply borrow what you need from it. Once upon a time, the will of Phobos flowed through the golden aqueducts into every corner of Remuria. Though these paths and pipes have been destroyed, you can connect the sections that lie before you once more. The great gates of Domus Aurea shall surely open, as they once did. That is what is written in the Symphony, after all. Sounds like it's worth a shot. I, too, made some discoveries while searching for anything Remus might have left behind. It appears that the devil has yet to join some fragments of the Symphony to his music, and they are scattered in this part of the sea. Come with me. If we can find them and use their strength, we might be able to reverse the flow of time and return the aqueducts to their original form. Ooh, that does sound kind of promising. Let's get a move on then. Great, more time travel shenanigans. Rebuild the Golden Aqueducts. Golden Aqueduct Reconstruction Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, I'm guessing? Being able to teleport to the whale is so good. Illuminate the horn to awaken the score engraved and allow the actors on stage. Alright. The rest is in your hands. We use the power of the scattered city to construct the aqueducts as they were once more. Alright. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. Oh, this thing. Okay. There we go. That makes sense. Just line everything up with the mural. Follow the bird phantasms. Alright, that wasn't that hard. Teleport to the whale! I know it's a Vishap dragon, but it looks like the narwhal to me. Follow the golden bee forward, they guide you to the next fragment. Return the flying phantasms to the right places. There we go.
Opening a chest is like unwrapping a gift.
Those birds are going fast. Alright. Last aqueducts. Let us hear that golden melody once more. What is that melody? Alrighty, looks like the waterways are reconnected. Next we should go back and look for that big lunk, eh? Paimon wonders how Monsieur Oz is doing. You gotta hurry. What's gonna happen to him is gonna happen again. Uh-oh. I had a dream. In that dream, even mortals were free of their will of fates, were uncertain. It is truly difficult to write beautiful music. Remus, I must remind you that in my view, both your kingdom and the symphony you composed are now beyond your control. Though I have never expected much from above those created by the usurper of the many waters, and nurtured by yourself, the extent of the degradation is shocking nonetheless. The civilization created by you and your subjects shone brighter than the others in this world, but not remains now, but deep impenetrable darkness. The atrocities committed in the name of this civilization and order were far crueler than even the pure barbarism. Even the most savage and violent of Vishaps would never engage in such meaningless slaughter. I am perfectly aware of what you say. You know, and yet you remain indifferent. Or are you powerless? No, you could easily destroy those mortals who deserve punishment, if you so wished, but you cannot bring yourself to do it. You love humanity. This is a curse you bear as a usurper. It is time for me to depart. I will not aid them in their butchering of innocent mortals, but neither do I harbor any desire to stop them. You once promised the usurper of many waters that you would use the pure water she granted you to create a world of endless prosperity, one without conflict. I have followed you to the surface precisely because I wished to witness that future. But this is how it turned out. You have failed, Remus. You cannot defeat fate. Blood shall stain the high sea red once more. Such is the cruelty of the heavens to show their creations. I have a plan. Oh, you always were one to have many plans, Remus. But all of them lie in dust now. Even you do not know where it all went wrong. Would you like to hear it, though? This will be the last one. I distinctly recall you saying the same thing when you persuaded me to leave the front of Fontamer. But speak now before I return there, to the side of the usurper of many waters. Fascinating! Fascinating! Only you could be so toweringly selfish, yet utterly selfless. You even took me into account, did you? Recklessness, how terribly rash of you, usurper lord of mortals. Still, your plot pleases me. The mere thought of leading my Vishaps and trampling your arrogant, foolish people underfoot brings me joy. But this shall be mere ceremony, just a show. Fret not, I shall be, as you said, merciful. But if you do this, your life as a god shall come to an end. There will be nothing left but the symphony. Have you considered this fully? Of course, of course. The box of horrors that I opened, so too shall I shut. Good, then I accept your proposal. If time should come, I shall join my strength to that of your symphony. Phobos' chains shall be broken, and your people shall once more be free. In that case, please accept my final symphony. The city built by the harp was toppled by the pipeline of reeds. That which the heavens have in store for us, fate. It is fate that balances good and evil. See Remus's memories again? It wasn't another Mr. Evil and Rude this time. Even in dreams, that jerk is just super irritating. I think I know what Remus's plan was. We must destroy Phobos. Even in dreams, that jerk is super irritating. To accomplish it, we need to play Scylla's symphony. What's with that, all of a sudden? What did you see in the memory? Fascinating, Remus's power lingers still in the deep seas, and has not dispersed. And I, too, am here at last. Do you know what this means? The conditions have been fulfilled. Indeed, that is why I've come here with you. To make amends for millennia of regret. Now the final question is Phobos. Wait, Paimon's confused. What were we using the music for? It's nice that you understand each other and all, but you're leaving Paimon out. That's unfair. Tell her what's going on. The final symphony Remus gave me, or the Requiem, is an order for the Phobos to self-destruct. He was to sacrifice himself to unleash the symphony's power, and it would fall onto me to control the primordial savage energies that would awaken. That was how he would free his subjects from their stone bodies and give them back forms of flesh and blood, destroying the artificial barrier between races. He once instructed me to not reveal this plan to any of his subjects, for it was only by making them realize their limitations that prejudice and arrogance could be set aside. It appears, however, that you have pieced together his plan through the memories he left behind. So that's what happened? But his sacrifice was wasted in the end. Perhaps. But now that my soul has been freed, there is a chance to make amends. The lost souls of Remus's former subjects remain imprisoned in their statues. If we defeat that monstrosity, we can use the Requiem to give their souls release, allowing them to return to the high sea, to the eternal cycle of life and death. That way I may consider myself to have fulfilled his wish. Perhaps that is why I came here. Indeed, Outlander, perhaps. This is indeed a fated encounter. Alright. Requiem. We're now in Act, 5? Gradus ad Capitolium. Fortune. Plango. Vulnera. Oh, it's a helm. And it's a giant harp. Oh, that is cool. Ah, how the ichor dazzles, just as it did a millennia ago. This must mean that time has come. The gates of Damasoria shall swing wide open, just as they did when the golden waterways rang with song, in the days when the melody and the flow from this place to all lands beyond. I can hear it already, that beautiful music. Let us play it together, Dan. Then you shall gain access to Domus Aurea. Oh great, now it's musically timed and themed, but it's even louder. We're literally playing it like a harp. Oh, that's beautiful. When the choir kicks in. kind of cool. But it's also giving me unfortunate Kingdom Hearts 2 Atlantica flashbacks. Uh-oh. Here we go. Time to smash through the front door. This would be a really bad time for a QTE. It is a great song, I have to admit. Imagine if this was a main story quest that was voiced. Alright, here we go. Smash through the gates. Alright. The golden melody. The golden slumber. All these things, it's all connected. Oh, Ashika's gonna go nuts with her Deshret lore video, isn't she? I'm not a lore spore for nothing. Guess we're in. That was tough. It said this looks more like the guts of some giant machine than some palace. This place is very familiar. Is this the place you saw in Remus's memories? So is that why Mr. Super Rude Bad Guy also wants to, things are gonna get ugly if he succeeds. We don't know what's become of Monsieur Oz either. But if we got no choice, we've got to keep going. Oh nice, they already activated this one for me. Oh, isn't this the boss? Persistent garbage. Did you repair the broken aqueducts to celebrate my birth as a god on ancient days? I must warn you, my new world requires no such things, nor will I require ships. Oh, he's in the boss now. Good thing I didn't fight this thing earlier. Now we get to see it as a cool climax to a cutscene. For all shall find eternal happiness within my symphony. We're about to add some end bar lines to your score. That's right, best you admit defeat now. And release everyone's soul. And also hand over Monsieur Oz. Cassador has already agreed to join this grand ritual. He has returned to Remuria's embrace. All wills belonging to Remuria shall merge into one body. Where now is your friendship? Was it not merely your own presumptiveness and inflated sense of importance? Oh, there he is. Monsieur Oz. Just trust me. He needs to be part of it in order to get everyone in there, so that way when we smash it to pieces, all the souls can be released. Alright. That was not part of the plan, but I acknowledge that you were... In that case, come, bear witness to the birth of a new world. Botheus, the Immortal Sebastian's second companion.
Steady as stone. I'll catch up. Leave it all to me.
Alright. Nice, now I'm learning the boss fight for one. I'm gonna have to grind it later to get Arlecchino's ascension materials. What? How? Why can't I control this body? Cassador, you... I have you at last, Botheus. All of your will is here, and Phobos also. This time there is no escape. Why? I am a Harmos, the conductor of the Symphony. How did you? Have you forgotten before Sebastos cut me away? I too was a Harmos. And now that I have returned to the Symphony, you are the sole conductor no longer. So you agreed to join me just to lower my guard, only to betray me once more. Me and Remuria both. Think of our kin, tragically imprisoned beneath the waters, of the torment they've suffered for millennia. Will you truly destroy our cause, obliterate our final hope for the sake of those who scurry and crawl on dry land? You are a traitor here, the one who imprisoned our people. That is why our nation fell to ruinous fate. The justice that our Sebastos, the Imperator, gave unto us, that golden ideal, was for us to follow the melody of our hearts and obtain the freedom we grasp to our own fate. We did not wish to be judged by Fortuna, much less to become your slaves. After Phobos was shattered, the people should have gained their freedom. If not for your deception, their nightmare would have ended long ago. Remuria has not fallen. With Phobos as it is guiding star, I shall rise again. Through rock and metal may crash, and clamor human cannot live without water and soil. No power, however great, that tramples upon the values of life has any meaning. If you are not human yourself, Botheus, we Remurians were all ordinary Fontanians once. Though we forsook our flesh, racked with pain and weakness, and gained immortal forms, we were still mortal souls, with mortal emotions and mortal frailties. But we forgot that. We forgot where we came from. Believed ourselves superior to other humans. That is why Remuria fell. Do you remember my words, Dad? Now is the time. Destroy it. You delusions aside, Botheus. Why? Why betray me once more?
I can patch myself up.
Okay, I need to...
I must leave no stone unturned.
Heal everyone up a bit, Noelle, please.
Someone needs assist.
Oh, shield's down. Ow. That doesn't look good.
Don't blink. Hey.
Stand behind it. It seems to be the safest place.
Speed of light.
Just keep dodging. Why is my stamina regenerating so slowly?
Don't blink.
Whoa!
I'll race you there.
Baron buddy?
No one escapes my sight. With sword comes shadow. Incoming.
Oh god!
Right idea. Wrong time.
Let's just get everyone topped off. I wish that Noelle's healing was not percentile based. Ugh.
Hey! Get it!
Oh.
Steady yes, stone.
Stop running away. I'm really loving this boss theme. This might be my new favorite boss theme. Bleeding Idol.
I'll catch up. I must leave no stone unturned. Speed of light.
Oh, dodged it that time. Ooh, Paimon's kind of dizzy now. Cassador. Dan, Paimon. I didn't think that we would be able to meet again like this. You're Monsieur Oz. Wow. Botheus is here too. He's not going to try anything funny, is he? No, wait, are Paimon's eyes deceiving her? What's that thing floating over there? You see it too, then. The being that hovers behind the illusion of Botheus. Aha! You found me, I see. No illusion. It is that you see? You gaze upon Botheus. In truth, I am in truth Botheus. Of course, I am not only him, but you also. I am every melody, every movement, every thought. I am the sum of all souls. I am Phobos. This does not include you children from beyond, however. You are not part of us. Phobos. So the great symphony that governs all has a persona. Phobos, or shall I say that which was once Scylla, was originally a survivor of the last deluge that swallowed the earth. Scylla's wish was to grant happiness to all in the world who are called humans, but she had no persona, and her strength was insufficient. Thus she entrusted her wisdom to Remus, and with the addition of the power that Remus possessed, the symphony was created. That is to say, me. No, how can this? So the music we have played all this time, and the fate we accepted, that came from you? Yes, it is me, but it is also all of you. I am also you all. I am the aggregate of your wishes. Eliminating our enemies, destroying other lives, destroying cities and villages, are these also our wishes? Precisely. That is what you wished for, and so I responded. Plunder, hatred, slaughter, these too are part of your wishes. Is that not what it means to give everyone happiness? Preposterous. Yeah, if everyone's happy, some might suffer. Don't be absurd. That's just twisted and wrong. No, those aren't true wishes. The arrogance, the hatred that festered within has warped you, turning you into a terrifying monstrosity. Such things will make no one happy, not us, nor any other living being. No wonder you led us to destruction. The Imperator himself must have sensed it, and that is why Remus, yes, he did attempt to destroy me. But why? Without me, all of you would once again have been plunged into confusion and agony. Ah, so for all your sakes, I had no choice but to. Wait, what? Do you mean to say that Botheus, even then, had already? Yes, that must be it. We could never have gone against the Sebastos' commands, unless the very symphony had rebelled against him. What of Botheus? What have you done with him? Well, he's become us, of course. Or to put it in a way you might understand, I ate him. Ate him? Oh no. But that was also his wish. One only I could fulfill. I'm sure that it made him the most happy indeed. So that's why Botheus became your puppet, and why he did all he could to engineer your return. It's all for the happiness of you. For everyone. No, no. It is time we put an end to all of this. I have trapped you in this body. There's no way out. I shall destroy you utterly. Is your wish to disappear together with me? Would that make you happy? But I can't fulfill that wish. I am Remurian no longer, and I cannot become a Fontanian. I already chose my fate when I agreed to help the Sebastos attain his wish. So yes, this is my wish, the reason for which I have wandered this world. I will end this millennia-old nightmare. Now then, Phobos and I, destroy us both. But I am filled with joy, Dan, for I have just learned of Sebastos' plans and hopes. The Imperator aimed to free everyone from the Symphony, from hatred and strife, through his sacrifice. Even to the last, he desired to save his people. Now I shall fulfill the wish that he could not see through. This is our final chance, and only you can help us seize it. That is why the Imperator, why fate brought you here, my friend. I feel so sad. We're going to lose another...
Incoming! Hey!
Do not hesitate. Take up the sword. Bring this to an end. This is the fate I chose long ago. God, it's so sad. And it's over. Monsieur Oz, is that you? It's finally over. Oh, did the game crash right here? Oh, never mind. It seems that I soon shall fade. Monsieur Oz, Cassador. It's alright. I have finished walking the road I was meant to, and fulfilled that which was meant to fulfill. This world shall no longer have Cassador, nor shall it have the Golden Hunter. I'm certain that the people of this present world shall continue to live normal and happy lives. But, you have my thanks for accompanying me up to this point. My journey has reached its final destination. But yours is yet to end. Please play the Requiem for me, and for my Imperator's wishes. Let our souls return to the present world, and return to the great sea. If water loses its clarity, how shall it become water again? If tree leaves the soil, where shall it go to put down its roots? Though rock and metal may clash and clamor, humans cannot live without water and soil. Perhaps we shall meet again someday, in the fertile land of flowering water. So, in a fertile land full of flowing water, my bad. You were a real one, and now we're stuck with a cat. What is it with Genshin and cats? Guess we can't call him Monsieur Oz anymore. Aussie, that should be fine, right? It's a cat. So we just have this cat with us now, for no reason. Meow, meow. Whoa, big guy, you scared Aussie. You mean Cassador? No, that familiar feeling has disappeared. Where has Cassador gone off to? Has he returned to one of those stone bodies again? Cassador is no longer with us. Monsieur Oz, he has disappeared, along with Botheus and Phobos. After explaining the whole tale to Scylla, you spend some time comforting us. That's right. Now all that's left is Aussie. We have a cat. Good going, us. You guess you were surprised by this big guy's appearance, huh? Who's a brave kitty, That's right, you are. So you vanquished the evil apparition, and Cassador was able to fulfill his own wishes. I'm certain that his soul has returned to the deep waters, and is now reunited with his kin. So long as we complete Remus's final symphony, we shall be able to send their souls back to the present, back to the high sea. Life flows like water. They will join the current, and one day they will surely be reborn as mortals. Well then, let us begin. Perform this final movement, this final requiem. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna have to play this shit, aren't I? Oh, God. Oh, here we go. At least it's not we're not doing R&R music again. Oh, there's a thing behind us. I forgot about it. All right. Well, how come I'm not playing those notes? I don't know. Man, imagine the gold strippers that are going to come through here when they find this place. They're going to just be everywhere. I almost fucked that up. I'm not an Osu player. I'm not good at this. Even if it is just one button. But I have to deal with controller input lag. Although that choir chorus is nice. Going through the door? Okay. It's getting kind of loud. I'm gonna have to start talking over it. And we're just still stuck here with a cat. Where'd Paimon go? Man, Enko no Miya got nuttin' on this. Fontaine is definitely the highlight of Genshin Impact. Following the current comprised graded souls, the uncouth you depart from the underwater realm. You follow the spirit guiding Golden Bee up, up, and up. I think we're done. I'm going to have to edit so much of this. I'm also going to have to edit that reaction to Honkai Star Rail's 2.2 trailer. Not that there's really much in that. It's about like 7 or 8 minutes. Oh wow, I can see the Jadeite thing from here. After everything is over, you return to where it all began, the town of Petrichor. Oh, we never even found all of these. Lacrimosa. Fate, unlike a spinning loom, never ceases. After being watered by tears, new flowers will bloom forth from the ground. The guilty humans rise from the sea, suffering to return to the womb. Oh heavens, please grant them peace. The ocean where tears converge shall never dry, but shall rise to the sky. Please tell me that all of our labors have not been in vain. Rest in peace now, after all has ended. Is the symphony that Remus left to us finally coming to an end? We completed the Requiem, and the souls imprisoned in the ocean depths seem to have left. The townspeople should be back to normal as well. Thank you both for completing this final musical movement. These wishes that have endured for thousands of years. Whether it was mine, Remus's, or that of anyone who wishes to protect the peace of this world. That reminds Paimon. Mortzeros. Meow meow. You like that name too, huh? Well, we're not talking about you right now, though. His soul has returned to the high sea. There at last he can be at peace. I imagine that it was akin to a release for him. As for my kindred and descendants, it seems that new true dragon has been born to us. There was one who was a prince among Hydro Vishaps. I should go forth and seek an audience with him. Though it is hard to say if I still count as a dragonborn now. Too much time has passed, so much that little in this world has anything to do with me. So what do you plan to do next? Well now, it was not easy to regain my freedom, so I believe I shall have a good romp underwater. After all, there is none who shall disturb me any longer, save you, perhaps. Hey, what do you mean disturb? I jest. Still, are you not due to return to your own place? Let us part ways here, then. Or so I would say, but further visits on your part would be appreciated. I might get lonely now that everyone is gone, after all. Ah, you just miss us already, don't you, you big lunk? See you around, big guy. We will meet again. Looking at you, even I begin to look forward to the future of terrestrial beings. Well then, until we meet again. Well, where should we go next? We should go check with Esta. And tell him everything's fine now. We did promise, after all. Also, there's also Aussie, too. What should we call him now? This could get complicated. Anyway, let's go back to town. I mean, we're done with the main quest. But we should probably still try to check on us. Or, Este. Where is he, anyway? A nice little post-story romp. There's Lordan. Chari. Giovanni. Ah, you're over here. Next day, we're back. Ah, if it isn't... Wait. No, who are you? You can't have forgotten us already. We're Dan and Paimon. Dan and Paimon. I have indeed heard tell of these names. But I could have sworn I heard of them in a dream. But you were definitely awake then, Este. Also, while we were down below, we didn't even see... So I dreamed that everyone in town was petrified, turned into statues of stone, leaving me utterly helpless and alone. Till finally 2 brave heroes came and shouldered the burden of rescuing everyone. Could it be that it was no dream at all? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, after all, everyone's back to normal now, aren't they? But it seems as though everyone has had some strange dreams indeed. What happened? Could we all have been hypnotized en masse? It would take ages to explain it all properly. Just forget about the hypnosis thing for now. Speaking of hypnosis, you two even brought over a cat. Looks quite intelligent. He's smarter than he looks. And moreover, he's our companion, but unfortunately we can't take him with us on our journey. Oh no, isn't that a coincidence? Our club just happens to have an open bed for cats. It's been unoccupied ever since that hypnosis researcher went to traveling and took his cat with him. If you don't mind, leave him here with us. We'll take care of him. Though I can't put my finger on it, I feel like we're bound up together, almost as if by fate. I'll help you take very good care of him indeed. The cattery is on the other side of the building. Just walk over and you'll see it. There's just a cat house here. This will be your home from now on, Os. Meow. Still feels weird. Castor should have already left here, right? So who is Ose now? If the original cat that hadn't been indwelt by Castor, or is the Monsieur Oz shared by all those adventurers with us? Paimon's brain is cramping up. Really not suited to thinking. Oz is Oz. Though Paimon still doesn't get it. Does make some kind of sense. Anyway, we found a new home for Oz now, too. If you've got time, maybe we can come play with them. Meow meow. For yesterday and tomorrow. And again, to be honest, seeing you once more makes me wonder if I'm still in a dream. What have you been busy with lately? Since that incident, we discovered that the hypnosis is indeed the most promising research direction. Just think about it. In a dream, all your fantasies could easily come true, could they not? As such, I've read notes of Grispin left behind. I'm not sure I'll do better than him. I at least can add to the field. So Grispin is the hypnotist that left. Interesting. He's sure to be impressed with when he returns. Meow. Well, this has been mostly resolved now. What a weird quest chain. I have no clue what I'm going to be doing next, except for some more grinding. So I will see you all in the next stream. This has been fun. Oh my god, so many back-to-back 3.5-hour streams. Maybe I'll chop this one up into multiple parts. I mean, it was a multi-act structure. Who knows? I'm going to probably edit out quite a bit of it, too. So, until next time. If you want to stay up to date on when I'm going to do a bonus stream like this, best way to do that would be to join the Discord.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
Well, yeah, we'll see you all in the next stream. When that'll be, probably Tuesday. Otherwise, stay tuned. Bye-bye.